Sorry about that. So, this is the German sausage from Louisa.
Yeah.
Oh, Mechi. Oh, Mechi.
I don't know why. I've always had trouble with this particular
Yeah, that
mustard.
mustard,
It's just this brand.
Yeah.
And you see, then it starts leaking out the sides like that. Stupid. Of course, it's American mustard. It's not real mustard. It's just kind of this crappy.
The mustard that I taste this like so much.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste to get the real mustard, but still, so much better.
Oh, you still have a good? Are you still more cheese one? Oh, that's enough.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Just put I'll put a little parmesan in there too. We'll have a little mustardy flavor, a little mayonnaise. We had a very good expat meeting today.
Mm-hmm.
I always enjoy these.
He drink two Americano.
Yeah, I had 2 cafe Americanos.
I don't know why my side isn't there.
So, baby, you're good?
I'm good, Mahal. That's all yours.
Okay. She ate at the resto this morning.
In breakfast. It's alive. That avocado is just fell in our tree.
It's amazing.
I've been looking for you a ripe avocado. Sorry about that. There's nothing. And then I go around. Oh, it's already fell on the floor. And that is a good avocado. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
the meat.
It's delicious.
The meat is very meaty and
this is from our tree.
yeah, and still not very ripe. If that is very ripe, my God, that is so
it's very
creamy.
It's very nutty tasting.
Nutty. We bought avocado, and the avocado is 50 pesos per kilo, and that's nice. It's a big avocado.
It's a good price. So $1 for 1 kilo of avocado.
Yeah.
Actually, less than $1. About 90 cents, maybe. as much as an egg in the United States. Which again reminds me, it's like, oh my God, hey, taco, when are these prices coming down in the United States like you promised? When is that war in Ukraine going to end? Mr. Don Taco? I didn't vote for you the first time, the second time, or the third time because you're a liar. German sausage, it tastes just like this sausage. Tastes much like a hot dog, but a really good hot dog. Not like the fake hot dogs that we get from the grocery store. So, amazing. good avocado. Even though it's not quite ripe, it's still good. You can see when I cut it, it's still a little bit firm, but it's not bitter at all. It's almost to the point to where I just love it. So do we got any more avocados on our tree?
It's just few, baby. Just like 4 piece. But in the other tree, there's many, but still not yet ripe.
We got a couple avocado trees here. And I think last year it produced a lot of avocados, yeah?
Yes.
Kind of like the cashew nut tree. Last year, hundreds of cashew nuts from one tree. And this year, what? A few dozen?
Yeah.
It really depends on the weather. I love the cashew nuts, but I quit eating them because of the high oxalate content. So I was talking to Jen today. When we went to the expat meeting, most of the people we find are motivated by the motivational triad. So they're seeking pleasure, which is, sex or immediate gratification like drugs, alcohol, or food. And so the motivational triad is pleasure, the avoidance of pain, and that can be physical or verbal pain, and or emotional pain, and then the comfort zone or the familiar zone. And that's what all animals are motivated by, that motivational triad. Whereas the transcended human mind is motivated by autonomy or independence. And you'll know this because you wanted to be free from your parents for many years. Autonomy, mastery, so being master of something, and purpose. And so most people, they find that much easier to get immediate gratification from the animalistic part of the brain, the brain stem, the emotional brain. It's always desiring and seeking immediate pleasure. And you can overcome that by quieting that midbrain and then transitioning into the higher level thoughts that allow you to do intermittent fasting, delayed gratification, with your foods, with your pleasures, to seek, mastery. And that means you have to, again, delay gratification. You have to tell yourself the truth, and you got to put in the effort. So autonomy, mastery, and purpose is the higher level human, what all humans pretty much desire in our modern world. And that requires work, a lot of work. Can you do it? I don't know. It depends on how addicted you are to the voice inside your head, that inner dialogue, and how addicted you are to the quick dopamine fix. So if you can get over that quick dopamine fix and delay gratification, probably going to be one of your biggest methods to achieving success, because when you learn to delay gratification, you get a much better dopamine hit. And it's a lot longer lasting because you're getting the endorphins, the enkephalins, the oxytocin, the serotonin, plus the dopamine. So if you're eating, like me, 1 or 2 meals a day, or eating a meal every other day, wow, food tastes amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. It's like with Jen, she's always working out. So, I go for a walk every morning. She's working out more than just that. She's doing quite a bit. My keystone habit for exercise, just do 2,000 steps every morning. Walk a mile. Takes about 20 minutes. Tell yourself the truth. Delay gratification. Get some balance in your life, and you're going to have an amazing life. And speaking of amazing, our YouTube channel is going good. It's not not super successful yet, but I mean it's alive and well and kicking, and we enjoy doing it. And from my point of view, it's successful because we're able to do these easy videos, and I think later on in life, as we become more successful, people will rewatch these old videos that we're making. I know I do. I've heard a lot of actors say they don't even watch some of their own movies. I think it's great to have movies, like if you're an actor and you can rewatch your own movies. It's like, wow, you can learn from that. Because nobody does anything perfect. And I have a friend today.
Hi, Danielle Kelly. What are you eating? I just joined. Thank you, Danielle.
This is one of my favorites, which is hamburgers. I was having one of the expats tell me today, he said, oh, I don't like hamburgers. And I said, well, whatever you like, It's, of course, if you're seeking pleasure with a lot of hyper palatable foods, your life is probably going to become difficult because now you're addicted to pleasure. Whereas this, I'm not really addicted to it. It tastes really good. And I do a lot of dopamine loading or dopamine stacking.
Daniel, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Good news, my friends. Jen has got her yoga gig rigged up for 3 days a week at the local mall down here, which is only like maybe 10 kilometers away from us. And they're allowing her to use the space for free. And it'll be kind of an outdoor space. But then if it rains, they said, oh, we'll accommodate you. And she's going to be doing that 3 days a week for a couple hours on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. And she'll be charging, I don't know, are you going to be doing any Zumba down there, baby?
Yeah.
So do some Zumba down there. She's going to be charging 100 pesos per person. So an hour and a half to 2 hours, a good workout. Cost you about $2. And a lot of the folks up here, they're paying like, what, $4 and $5 now for the Zumba lessons?
Zumba is kind of cheap now. But yoga is the one.
Zumba is a little cheaper, but I remember when we went to Thailand, They wanted 1,700 baht, which is like $40 for one yoga session. I guess because they're in Thailand. So here in the Philippines, Jen will be, and we'll be filming this on our YouTube channel if you guys want to watch it. And yoga is one of the best ways to quiet the dysregulated mind. We've got an amazing little avocado tree. So Jen will start that up on July the 13th, which is a Sunday.
In the Forum Mall.
In the Forum Mall.
And July the 6th on Bernadette. Resort.
We're still working with our friend Bernadette. And hopefully it'll grow a little bit more there, but it's kind of out of the way for a lot of people. So we'll see how it works out. Because it's costing us about, I don't know, what is it, $10 to get there and back? $5? 10. So 500 pesos. And she only gets like, 3 students like that. So and it's nice that we can do that, but we're just going to have to go, where we can at least break even. And if any folks out there know of a place where it's local here at Tagaytay, we can do yoga at your facilities, but we're going to need a platform. And we can't pay you anything. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is.
How's your sausage?
I like it. It tastes like a hot dog.
Oh.
I don't mind. At least it's a good hot dog. Have you ever tasted a bad hot dog versus a good hot dog?
I'm not a big fan of a hot
She's
dog.
not a big fan of a hot dog. I'm not either, but it's okay. And so I'd rather have a really nice, good hot dog. So this is like a good hot dog.
So it's not really a German sausage?
No. It's more like a German hot dog.
That is from our friends Luisa.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's using his plastic gloves for killing that insect. And then using the plastic gloves in eating.
Yes. Thank you.
Extra ingredients.
This is slippery. Yes, our friend today said, oh, I don't like hamburgers. And it's like, I can understand that, but, meat or carnivore is what Jen and I do. We're kind of on a carnivore keto thing. I've been doing this for the last 16 and a half plus years, strictly. I'm doing intermittent fasting, and I did a 180 on my life. I literally turned it around. I really cleared up all my health problems. I had high blood pressure, diabetes, chronic cough, kidney stones. I was pretty messed up. Lost half my body weight. At my height, I was over 306 kilos. or 306 pounds, not kilos, 141 and a half kilos. That was on my birthday more than 19 years ago now. It was January 29th, 2006. Yes, I'm exactly the same age as Oprah Winfrey. If any of you people out there know Oprah Winfrey, tell her about me and Jen and how we have done a 180-degree turn on our lives, yeah? We don't want any money from Oprah, but we will need some transportation costs. Or she'll have to come here, which I'd like even better. I'd love it if Oprah would come to the Philippines and visit us. I want Oprah Winfrey's stamp of approval, where Oprah Winfrey says, hey, you're okay, and my people should watch you. You gave it to those nut jobs, Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz. Why not come out here and give it to Jen? She's a yoga coach. She's actually doing something productive. She's got her own line of fitness gear that we're going to be developing called Gen Fit. But it'll be on the idea of yoga mats and yoga outfits and things like that when we get enough money. We don't promote any artificial supplements. Zero. No bottled waters, no bottled juices or
Bottled water is okay.
bottled water's okay, but we don't have to promote any particular brand, baby.
No brand. Water is good.
We'll make our money the honest way. Not like Dr. Oz. He calls it his get healthy scheme plans. No. You're not going to get healthy from taking pills. Or Ozempic. Or I should say GLP-1 inhibitors. No. Or creatine, or testosterone products. Or vitamin supplements. I cured all my health problems. We got Jen and her family happy and healthy by just a whole foods Mediterranean style diet. I eat a lot of carnivore keto, but that's me. I don't eat too much in the lines of fruits or even vegetables anymore. But I say, hey, if it works for you, it's okay. The things that are killing you are a lot of stress. The idea of a quick fix when you're broken. Please get me.
You have your sabadera outside.
She's got some bananas for me, but I'll eat those maybe a little later. Because it's like, wow, how do you top this? So my friend said to me today, he said, wow, how can you eat that? I said to my friend, look, when you eat one meal a day, cardboard tastes amazing. Now imagine cooking meat and eggs and cheese and making a super savory, umami meal with lots of good flavorings, vegetable flavors, onion, garlic, peppers, cheese, a little bit of salt. Wow. Boom. Fire. And say, wow, this doesn't taste any good? Oh no. It tastes so much better than that crap that they oh, I gotta have my desserts, my ice cream, and my cupcakes. One of our friends is eating his dessert before he eats his meal. Yeah. A little bit crazy. Now everybody's a little bit crazy, but I'm not going to cross that crazy bridge anymore. I used to. I used to be really crazy. And when you get crazy, you get mad. You become angry. Fortunately, I never got to the point to where I blamed anybody else, but I blamed myself for having a weak constitution. I didn't have a weak constitution. I was just never trained how to have a strong one. I was actually trained by by our academic institutions and our religious institutions that, hey, it's okay, you can do whatever the hell you want. Well, guess what? You can't. Not if you're going to live a healthy life. Is that right, baby?
Yes.
Am I right or am I right?
Am I right? Am I right?
Or what are we saying in Pinoy?
Tamako, tamako.
Tamako, tamako. Am I right or am I right? It's kind of like, you are right. And if you don't believe I'm right, I'm okay with that. I'm not going to get triggered. Not like some of these.
No problem here.
Not like some of these people who go to the too far left or too far right in their political ideologies. I'm just not going to get triggered by your bullshit. And as your friend, I will tell you, maybe you're just a little bit crazy. Maybe you're driving yourself mad.
Oh my God, I'm kind of sleepy. That's a nightmare this morning. It's kind of bad, but I forgot. That's okay.
Wow.
Bad is nothing to remember. Ouch, I really have a bad side here. I think it's a muscle.
She was doing she was kind of like rolled on her back and laying on this ball and
Hello, guys.
doing the splits and trying to touch her feet to the floor.
Oh, that is a pipe burger. No, cool. No appetite now. I'll get your supper.
While laying on her head. And it's kind of like, well, yeah, you're sore. I'd be sore if I did that shit.
Hey, language.
Just looking at it made me sore. And disciples of Tao were a big fan of taking the middle path. Now it's true that some people say, well, your diet's extreme. And I can agree to that. But yours doesn't have to be. I had let myself, by the time I was 55 years old, I was a mess.
Wow, clean plate.
We were hoping our friend Malu would make it up today so we could buy some of her natural peanut butter. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to make it to the meeting, so we'll use what we can. We've got the light peanut butter, which is not light in fat, but it's light in sugar. So it's got 2 grams of sugar per couple tablespoons, which is it's okay. Not the end of the world. We went to this restaurant today up near Twin Lakes here in Tagaytay. Wow. It's called Antonio's. Very nice restaurant. I give it 5 stars. Food, from what I've heard from everybody, excellent. And there was more than a dozen of us there. So everybody gave it 5 star on the food. The service, 5 star. The quality of the restaurant, 5 star. And it's overlooking the Taal volcano. It's like, the views there are spectacular. If any of you aren't familiar with the Taal volcano, it's one of the 10 biggest volcanoes in the world. The entire lake is a huge caldera. It's right around the size of, not as big as the caldera in the Yellowstone Park, but pretty significant. If this volcano ever blew to its full extent, probably 90% of the life on this planet would be dead. It is a super volcano. And it does erupt a little bit every so often. And there's quite a few earthquakes around here because of that. If for any of you who haven't ever experienced an earthquake, they're scary. You know, albeit they're only going to last for about 30 seconds to a couple of minutes. Scary. It doesn't matter where you're at. When the earth underneath you starts rolling, it's scary. So, yeah, we have a lot of earthquakes up here, but they're not too bad. The small ones you get really used to. Not a big deal. And the people down there in California know that. Unfortunately, down in California, you know, they're next to the San Andreas Fault. Here, we're on the Marianas Trench. It's called the Ring of Fire, which goes from, almost I think from Alaska, the Aleutian Islands, all the way down to New Zealand. And it's called the Ring of Fire. And then on the other side, you've got on the Pacific Rim side, on the eastern side, over there on the western side of the United States, that it's the fault line runs all the way down there and through California, actually. So the bad thing about California is it's so populated. You know, millions of people living down there. You know, I think in LA alone, there's like 10 million plus people in the city of LA. And so highly congested, a lot of infrastructure down there, and when they have an earthquake, wow, it's tragic. Not only due to the infrastructure, but to the loss of life. And so they have that same problem up here in the Philippines. I think the biggest volcano here was Mount Pinatubo, which is a huge eruption. And I don't know how many people that killed. That was in 1991. And then we had the Hurricane Yolanda in what year? 2013?
Yes.
2013,
Oops,
November.
there's another plant.
November 2013. And
Where's this water?
we got an unwelcome guest here, a fly. So that was it, guys. And please like and subscribe. More videos coming. We'll be talking about developing the quiet mind, the still mind. And I'll teach you guys how to do that using our brand of Buddhism, which is completely different because of our meaning of the word dukkha. We don't think of life as suffering. We think of life as being, we don't think of the brain as suffering. We think of the brain as being completely dysfunctional and dysregulated, and we're not taught how to regulate. So dukkha to us means dysregulated or dysfunctional, and so this causes suffering, of course, when your brain is dysregulated, because you're always going to be seeking immediate gratification. You're always going to be seeking the comfort zone. You're always going to be seeking pleasure, you know. And when you do that, you ruin your life. Eventually, your life gets ruined. Sorry, that's just the way it works. And so, what I've taught Jen, and of course I taught myself, I'm self-taught on this because nobody taught me this. So I discovered kind of what the Buddha discovered, 2,500 years ago. Hey, the problem is dukkha. It's a dysregulated, dysfunctional mind. And if you learn what's dysregulating your mind, it could be diet, exercise. It could be living in a toxic family environment. It can be working for a toxic company that cares only about money. It can be hanging out with friends who only care about money, power, wealth, fame, status. It can be a narcissist who wants to control and manipulate you. It can be maybe you've got a bad coping mechanism to deal with all this shit. Drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. I don't know. There's many things that cause dukkha or a dysfunctional mind. What happens is you get emotionally attached to your ideas, your ideologies, and your own ego. And so the Buddhists did discover that yes, the suffering mind can be freed if you free yourself from desires. And of course, I still have desires, but my desires match my needs. So I need food. Yeah, I need to stay healthy, have this need, but I also desire it. So when your desires and needs match each other, life becomes much easier. And then you can tame that dysregulated mind. And when you do that, then you can take that super aware human brain and transition into this higher brain state. It's going to create happiness, enlightenment, ecstasy, bliss, all those states that you don't feel when you're getting pleasure. Because you might have pleasure from eating a bag of potato chips or eating a half gallon of ice cream, but it's not going to transition you into this top mind. If you want to transition into this top mind, you got to go through a little bit of sort of like what they call dopamine starvation or dopamine fasting. You don't want to wake up in the morning and start playing on your cell phone. You don't want to wake up in the morning and have a big, pancake breakfast, load yourself up with carbs and destroy all these good neural connections in your brain, your tummy, your liver, your kidneys. You're only destroying yourself to get these immediate pleasures. Tell yourself the truth. The truth is, guess what? You're going to have to put in some effort. Is this effort going to be easy? No. It's going to require effort. That's why they call it effort. We can teach you how to do this so that it's a little bit more enjoyable and so that you can dopamine load and dopamine stack. And then, after you've done your tasks, your exercises, your eating healthy, your intermittent fasting, your studies, a little bit of meditation to help regulate this dysregulated mind, a little bit of journaling and introspection, those things you don't want to do. When you do that, you actually dopamine stack and dopamine load. So now when you experience dopamine, it's with serotonin, endorphins, enkephalins, and you're feeling good all day long. You're happy, like I have been for the last 16 plus years. Yeah, it can really happen for you. And that's why Jen and I are here. We're here to teach you to do what we do. Is what we do easy? No. But it is simple. Would you say it's pretty simple, baby?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah. I had a guy the other day. Don't tell people it's simple. He said, I've been struggling with this shit my whole life. And it's like, yes, because you're trying to do it all by yourself. And in order to do this simple shit, you need somebody who's already been through this experience to guide you. And that's what Jen and I are. We're guides. We're life coaches. We can help guide you in the right direction. So it's up to you. Don't blame me if you can't calm your mind. I'll tell you what, people who can't calm their mind, I don't hang out with them. I hang out with people who are as good or better than me. I don't hang out with misfits. So neither does Jen. In fact, I don't allow her to hang out with misfits. Yes, I do have a little power over the people in my life and telling them who they can and cannot hang out with. If a person's toxic, if they're into drug use or bullshit or immediate gratification or they're impulsive, I don't want my family hanging out with those idiots. Yes, they're idiots.
Language.
Yes. Idiot is not a bad word. It's the truth, baby co. Okay. So here we are. We still got 3 people watching. And thank you all for watching. And been going a little over 40 minutes now. We'll call it quits. And I'm going to put some peanut butter on my bananas. There they are. Yay. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
Probably have another video coming up tomorrow or Monday. So, or tomorrow or Sunday. Yeah, Sunday for sure, I think. Maybe we'll go out to that park that Emran wants to go to.
What?
The park.
Yeah.
That Emran wants to go to. Maybe we'll have a picnic lunch out there. SVD?
I know, SVD.
SVD. It's a park where you can go.
SVD, that is our...
Where you can meditate. Okay, guys. Thank you.